Set in the Austrian hillside, this is one of the fastest circuits in the world. But the history dates back much further than the current track. The original Zeltweg airfield at the bottom of the hill hosted a single championship Grand Prix in 1964, won by Lorenzo Bandini for Ferrari. The airfield circuit was replaced with the ferociously fast Österreich-Ring, which hosted Formula One for the first time in 1970. The circuit earned a fearsome reputation as one of the fastest and most spectacular on Earth. By 2011, the then modified track was bought by the world's most famous energy drinks maker, who have set the benchmark for modern circuit development while still maintaining the circuit's history. When the Formula Regional Series visited last year, Frederick Vesti, David Schumacher, Ollie Caldwell and Enzo Fittipaldi raced wheel to wheel before Igor Fraga ultimately came out on top, winning a spectacular final race. And after the opening 2 rounds, the boy from Brazil, Gianluca Petkov, holds a narrow 5-point lead over his Prema Power teammate from Monaco, Arthur Leclerc. However, the KIC Motorsport and Van Amersfoort Racing teams are both here to fight, with new drivers joining them and indeed joining our series this weekend. Also on today's program, we check out the action from the Italian F4 Championship powered by Arbath, which races alongside the F3 series with 30 cars on the grid. We welcome you to Austria. We welcome you to the fabulous Red Bull Ring and round 3 of the 2020 FIA Formula Regional European Championship. After the first 2 rounds of the series, it was time to start concentrating on the 2020 title, starting from the outset with qualifying. Adding intrigue to the mix was the series debut for the highly rated Venezuelan Alessandro Famularo for Van Amersfoort Racing and the talented young German for KIC Motorsport, Nico Gola. At the outset, it was Patrick Pasma who set the pace for KIC, followed closely by PLC in Car 3. Pierre-Louis Chauvet for Van Amersfoort Racing in red-hot form, coming off his podium at Paul Ricard in the previous round. Arthur Leclerc then set a time of 1:25.845 and looks set to start race 1 from grid 1 until his Brazilian teammate Gianluca Petkov, with his final flying lap, Senna style, went 0.13 of a second faster to take pole from Leclerc, Rasmussen, Pasma, Chauvet and Jamie Chadwick, who after struggling in practice bounced back to take 6th on the grid. With a new set of Pirelli slicks and the fuel load burnt, therefore meaning lighter cars, the times were even quicker in Q2. Nevertheless, again it was Petkov who proved the king of qualifying. Despite the cooler temperatures, he recorded a 1:25.417. 2/10 faster this time than Rasmussen. Leclerc third from Chauvet, Pasma and Famularo an impressive 6. Gearbox issues for the French driver Julien Henrion means car 33 will have to start at the back of the pack, making his first visit to the Austrian circuit even more difficult. So it was Petkov for the Prema Power team, perfect, as he dominates qualifying for round 3.
Compared to last afternoon, it was there was much more grip. Also, I mean, qualifying conditions is where all the teams just put the best that they have, so you expect the best car you've driven all weekend. For us, it was the better occasion. You know, car was perfect, balance was perfect, conditions were perfect, result is perfect.
The Red Bull Ring, famous as one of the quickest Grand Prix circuits, is also one of the most picturesque. However, there is little time to admire the view at 250 km an hour. You've seen onboard footage in the past, but never like this. Literally a driver's eye view. Inside the helmet as you ride with Finland's Konsta Lappalainen. So John Luca, car 10 on pole position. That's Arthur out of grid 2 to the left of your screen alongside. This is the circuit that produced an absolute nail-biter in 2019. Green flag at the back of the pack. We race. Petikov gets away smartly from pole position. Patrick Pasma tries to go through and split the Prema Power Team drivers, cannot do it. It's Petikov in P1 from Leclerc. There's Rasmussen going through. Pierre-Louis Chauvet runs wide off the circuit in the Niki Lauda curve. Opening lap of the race, slots back in, but now he's being pressured up the hill by Konsta Lapalainen and Jamie Chadwick. Petikov leads on lap 1. Lapalainen running off the circuit. Jamie Chadwick joins in. There's Alessandro Famolato on debut in the series, remember. Lapalainen goes side by side with Pierre-Louis Chauvet. The Frenchman tries to make up a place, goes through. Lapalainen slow on the exit. Chadwick runs into the back of Konsta. What a crash. Jamie is out. Huge moment here. The opening stages of race 1, and that brings out the safety car. There's Konsta trying to limp back to pit lane. Wow, what a moment here at the Red Bull Ring. Jamie thankfully steps out of the car. She's okay. The same cannot be said for number 55. Take a look at this. Chauvet goes through. Lapalainen was slow on the exit. Jamie kept the throttle down, smacked into the back of the fin. A huge crash, massive damage to the 55 Roden car. Parked in the gravel against the wall, and Jamie Chadwick is out. Another angle going down the hill. Massive damage. Good driving from Pesce and Famolato. Andrea Cola, the 99 Monolight Racing Team driver. Jamie Chadwick's out. We go back green. Petikov from pole position. Petikov from the race lead. Once again through the Lauda curve. Patrick Pasma, Pierre-Louis Chauvet, Nico Gola, Alessandro Famolato. On debut, the Venezuelan in car 11 for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. There's PLC in car 3, Pierre-Louis Chauvet in 5th place, right on the back of Patrick Pasma. Leclerc going through. Oliver Rasmussen, full opposite lock from the Dane. How spectacular. Over the curb at the exit of the Niki Lauda turn 1. So Petikov, Leclerc, Rasmussen, Pasma, Chauvet. There's the series debutants, Nico Gola and Alessandro Famolato. Driving superbly in their first ever Formula 3 race for the both of them. Rasmussen in 3rd place, runs off the track, almost throws away 3rd position. Holds onto it, albeit only just. As Pierre-Louis Chauvet over the ripple strip fights the wheel on the number 3 Travel Planet Van Amersfoort racing car. Petikov, he's built a nice lead though, 1.8 seconds. There's King Arthur going through in 2nd place. Then Rasmussen, Pasma and Chauvet, 3, 4 and 5. The fight for the final step of the podium. Julien Henry on, well, he's obviously broken a mirror, seen a black cat or walked under a ladder because he's been plagued by issues all weekend. Pulls into pit lane to retire. Gola and Famolato go wheel to wheel. And Nico holds off Alessandro for one more time. But it's the Prema Power Team. They wait for their boy to win here this afternoon at the Red Bull Ring. Down through the Jochen curves for the final time. The checkered flag for the boy from Brazil. Jean-Luc Petikov wins race 1 here at the Red Bull Ring. Leclerc in 2nd place. Rasmussen does hold off Pasma and Chauvet for a Prema Power Team 1, 2 and 3. Another fabulous field of 30 cars on the grid for the third round of the Italian F4 Championship. More young drivers making their debut in the series, including highly rated Russian Kirill Smol, Englishman Ollie Beerman, and the 2018 Junior World Kart Racing Champion Victor Bernier, who together with Dexter Patterson meant we had two world champions on the grid in Austria. After taking pole position for race one, Josh Dirksen would pull away to take a twice safety car interrupted victory in the first event from Gabriele Mini and Johnny Edgar, who led home his American Red Bull teammate Jack Crawford. A forgettable race it was though for Bernier, who after avoiding the first lap crash that eliminated Chovanec, Patterson, Freimuth and Kapchik, he made heavy contact with Deliguanti whilst in 10th place. No American driver had ever won a round of the Italian Championship, and after coming so close in the previous rounds, the Texan Jack Crawford finally changed all that, breaking through for his maiden series win in race 2. Both he and fellow Red Bull junior Johnny Edgar overcame the pole setter Gabriele Mini, and they were briefly 1-2 until Ollie Beerman moved into second from Mini and Edgar, who inherited 4th place when race 1 winner Dirksen spun in spectacular fashion on the penultimate lap. He ultimately finished in 15th place.
A tough battle at the beginning. It looked there were 3 or 4 people battling for the lead, and then once I got out front, there was immediately a safety car, I believe, and then I was just get a good start, and I defended properly and just managed the gap the whole time.
Race 3 saw chaos as the two Prema Power Team drivers came together on the very first corner. Gabriele Bortoletto and Sebastian Montoya making heavy contact. They continued on, but it was effectively race over for them there and then, as their teammate Mini defended for his life from Crawford and Edgar. The driver on the charge though was Dirksen, who, desperate to make up for his race 2 error, got by Beerman, then Edgar and Crawford to be right on the tail of Mini. Try as he might, he could not get by the Sicilian, who with his second series win takes the championship lead into the series 4th round at Mugello, ahead of the 3 Van Amersfoort racing drivers Pizzi, Edgar and Crawford. Ready to race at the Red Bull Ring, Petikov for the Prema Power Team on pole position. The green flag at the back of the grid, we race. Petikov gets away smartly, Rasmussen goes with him. Down the inside goes the Dane, takes position number 1 into turn 1, the louder curve here in Austria. Good start by Jamie Chadwick, she's back on track after that nasty crash yesterday as Gianluca tries the outside as they race up the hill for the first time. PLC in car 3 trying the outside of King Arthur. Can't quite do it. Chauvet around the outside as Petikov tries to take the lead. Good start by Emilio Pesce. There is the Italian in car 41 racing down the hill. Chauvet tries the outside line. Petikov tries to take the lead. Chauvet on the outside of Leclerc tucks back in. And a good start by Pasma and Pesce. Mind you, the Italian just loses the place at the exit of turn 4 for DR Formula. Slides on the exit, does Emilio. Down through the Jochenring curves. Jamie, great to see her back on track. She's fighting there with Andrea Cola after that big crash yesterday. And here's Alessandro Famularo around the outside. Goes the Venezuelan, takes the place. Nicely done by Alessandro. From the back of the grid, he looks good here this morning. Car 11 for the Van Amersfoort racing team. That's 55, the rodent entry of last year's W Series champion, Jamie Chadwick. Chauvet goes through. And it's Pasma, car 40, Consta Lapalainen, as Famularo lines up. Nico Gola, the two series debutants here in the regional European F3 Championships. Famulato around the outside. What a move by the Venezuelan. He's on the outside, but now the track turns left. They race down the hill. Famulato will pick up the German Nico Gola. Nicely done. Car 11 for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team picks up another place. Chadwick follows through. Pesce now fighting to hold off Alessandro. He made a good start to the Italian in car 41. This is the car that won last year in 2019 with Igor Fraga. Breaks the air for Famulato. He gets the toe. Will he make the same move around the outside? Famulato holds off wide, can't do it. Emilio Pesce holds the place, but the question is, for how long? Down the main straight, ducks down the inside. Into the louder curve, and Alessandro Famulato on the charge here this morning. Pesce tries to fight back as the circuit climbs over 60 metres going up into turn 3. Famulato takes the place. Nicely done by Alessandro. Car 33, Gillian Henry on. Well, the French driver has obviously killed a black cat, walked under a ladder, or broken a mirror. All done, all three, because he's had troubles all weekend working on the turbo. Let's hope they can get him back on track for race 3 as Famulato picks up another one. Goes wheel to wheel with Konsta Lapalainen on the podium in 2019, but the Finn goes backwards. Petakov, he won race 1, tries to take the victory away from Rasmus and the dying stages of race 2 as they race down the hill for the final time. Tries inside, tries the outside. Rasmussen into the Jockenring curves for the final time. The dynamic Dane takes the victory from Petakov. King Arthur home in third place. The Premier Power team with a 1-2-3 here at the Red Bull Ring. Turn up the volume, listen to the engine revs rise. Green flag at the back of the grid. Pasma stalls, as does his teammate Nico Gola. A catastrophe for the KIC Motorsport cars. They finally get going as Rasmussen tries to take the lead. Petakov runs off the circuit. Chauvet does likewise, as does Andrea Cola. Car 99 for Team Mono Light Racing. They race up the hill, Rasmussen around the outside of Petakov. Arthur Leclerc goes with him on the grass. He's King Arthur. Slots back to third place. There's Chauvet, the two Van Amersfoort Racing cars side by side. They race down the back straight. Fabulous start from Gillian Henry on the Frenchman in car 33. Finally up and flying in race 3 of the Austrian round of the championship. Out front, Petakov locks the brakes. There's Famulato up into 4th place as his teammate Chauvet runs off the track so slightly. Jamie Chadwick, Pierre-Louis Chauvet go wheel to wheel. Consta makes up the place. There's Famulato trying to attack the Premier Power Team drivers. Lapalainen, Chauvet, Jamie Chadwick and Gillian Henry on Pesce. He's not far back behind either. The driver from Milan in the north of Italy in car 41. They race down the hill. Pesce going wheel to wheel with Gillian Henry on as the Premier Power Team drivers fight. Leclerc in second, holds off Rasmussen as their teammate Petakov skips away. They race down the hill, down the back straight. Leclerc breaks through the air. Rasmussen pulls out at 245 k's an hour. Braking hard into the right-hander. Leclerc keeps it straight. Nicely done by the driver from Monte Carlo. Rasmussen, the race 1 winner, tries the inside, tries the outside. Leclerc still holds him off. That's Patrick Pasma trying to fight his way back through the pack. Goes wheel to wheel with the Roman, Andrea Cola. Big lock up under brakes. He skates. And now Pasma will be on the inside. Cola holds him off. Fabulous defensive driving from Andrea Cola. Gillian Henry on in brilliant form this afternoon. He's finally found speed in car 33. Passman down the inside. Will he send it? Has to get on the brakes to avoid running into the back of the Roman. Patrick Passman, car 5. He was on the podium at the first round of the series. The KIC Motorsport dives down the inside. Again, Kohler holds him off. Here's Patrick. One of 3 KIC Motorsport entries. This is the other. This is his teammate, Nico Gola. Stalled on the grid. He makes his way around the outside with Emilio Pesce. They come together almost. You saw the smoke fly from the Pirelli tyres. Fabulous racing in the European Formula 3 Regional Championships. Nico Gola wheel to wheel with Emilio Pesce. It's the first ever Formula 3 race for the German. For Emilio Pesce, it's 3rd race ever for the driver from Milan. This time they come together though. And Gola, he's in the gravel and out. Weekend up until that point. That brings out the safety car as you take a look at the replay. Very unforgiving gravel traps here at the Red Bull Ring. We close in on the checkered flag towards the end of the race. The safety car preparing to pull into pit lane. As we go back green, it is still Petikov, Leclerc. There's Rasmussen in P3 being chased by Alessandro Famulato. Chauvet runs off the circuit, as does Patrick Passman. They race up the hill in the dying stages of race 3 here at the Red Bull Ring. Chauvet in car 3. Chadwick goes through car 55. They race up the hill. Konstalainen slows in the background in car 40. Let's hope we stay green till the end of the race. Petikov untroubled out front. As Julien Henrion still continues this battle with Emilio Pesce in car 41. And now we go back green. It's a sprint to the line. Petikov from Leclerc. Rasmussen, Famulato desperate to get up onto the podium for Van Amersfoort Racing on debut. Jamie not far behind. What a recovery from Patrick Passman. Wheel to wheel with PLC in car 3. Pierre-Louis Chauvet, the travel planet. Van Amersfoort Racing entry. Can he do it around the outside? Not for the moment as he locks the brake. There's his teammate going through ahead in 4th place. Henry on car 33. And 41 is Pesce. But no one will catch the race leader. 3 pole positions. Victory in race 1. 2nd this morning, but he comes across the line. The checkered flag, O Menino do Brasil, the boy from Brazil, Gianluca Petikov, wins as the sun sets here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. It's a Prema Power team, 1, 2, 3. King Arthur on the podium in 2nd, Rasmussen 3rd, and a fabulous performance all weekend from the Venezuelan Alessandro Famulato. Just holds off Jamie Chadwick for 4th place. So after 3 rounds, the series point score looks like this. It is the boy from Brazil with a 22-point lead over the driver from Monaco, with Rasmussen not far behind thanks to his race 2 win here at the Red Bull Ring. The next round of the series takes place at Mugello, home of the Tuscan Formula 1 Grand Prix. We'll see you then.